What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from the Southern Grist Brewing Company, and they are out of Nashville, Tennessee, and this is their Black Currant Boysenberry Hill. So this is a sour ale brewed with lactose, blackcurrant, and boysenberry puree. It comes in at 5.4% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review. This can is just under 3 months old. I'm gonna give a huge thanks, shout out once again to a friend of mine and fellow BeerTuber, Jonah, over at 62 Beer Reviews for this beer. So big thanks to him. In the description box, I'll post a link to both Jonah's channel and the beer mail unboxing video I did that contains all the goodies he sent my way, and he sent me 6 beers from the great state of Tennessee, and this is the 6th and final beer that I'm going to be reviewing, although this won't be the last one you see from his beer mail. I think I have the other duo review that we did together at the same time we reviewed the Homestyle from Bearded Iris. You'll probably see that a day or two after this, but this is the last beer in my fridge from him, and I'm pretty pumped up. So on my channel, I reviewed about a half dozen Southern Grist beers over the years. I've reviewed one in the Hill series. It was their Imperial Pina Colada Hill. Pretty damn good. I've also reviewed one of their melted snow cones, which is kind of like a super heavily fruited sour ale, and it was black currant and raspberry, and it was quite delicious as well. Yeah, I like black currants in beer because I've never had a black currant outside of beer. I always like it. It's like, to me, it's like a spicy grape. That's what I get as far as the flavor profile goes. Boysenberries, you know, I think they're a hybrid of like a blackberry and a raspberry. Something like that. But yeah, anyway, I can't wait to get in this one. We'll see how it is. So crack it open. Hopefully, you know, didn't undergo any secondary fermentation. It has been, you know, almost 3 months, but we should be okay. So I'm going to pour it into the glass here and hope that everything is okay. Ooh. Generating a big head here, trying to slow down on this pour. See what we can do here. Just want to make sure I get all the goodies in there. It looks awesome. Oh, that's nice. You know what? We'll put this over here for now. I'll let you guys see how beautiful this fucking beer looks like. But yeah, that looks like a smoothie, like a, you know, a mixed berry smoothie, or like a, you know, like if, or maybe you included Concord grape or something. But yeah, it has this magenta, like fuchsia color. It's like a deep dark purple if we're just going generic. 2 fingers of this beautiful, I'd say straight up pink colored head. Some bigger bubbles, smaller bubbles, but it looks pretty creamy. Murky, turbid, can't see through it. Hold up to light. There's fucking no light getting through that. Yeah, it looks like a smoothie of some sort. We're gonna pour the rest in here, because if there is, you know, a lot of puree at the bottom, a lot of times, you know, that can thicken out the beer or make it look crazy. That looks fucking crazy. That's a crazy looking beer. Let's get a nose. Yeah. It's, again, if this didn't say black currant, I would say, man, that kind of smells like a grape with like some kind of spices in it. It just has this like spicy, sharp kind of grape nose. You could say mixed berries. I'm getting more of like a underripened raspberry, underripened blackberry. It doesn't smell like it's going to be sweet. It smells like more like of authentic fruit, but if like, you ever buy like a bushel of berries, wow, there's shit everywhere. Wow. When I crack that open, holy crap. Oh, which you guys don't care, but this ends up staining and sticking, and not a fan. Anyway, but if you buy like a bushel of berries or different fruits, like a raspberries, blueberries, strawberries, the whole nine, you know, some are over-ripened from the get-go, some are under-ripened, some are perfect. It kind of smells just like all that in here. It smells seedy, but it smells at the same time like it's going to be sweet, but it's also going to be tart. The lactose, really not picking up like any kind of vanilla. That's what I usually get with lactose. Probably going to help out with the body and the mouthfeel. Hopefully it doesn't add too much of a sweetness. I don't love lactose anymore. I used to love lactose, especially when it came to like milk stouts, you know, helping out. But I feel like a lot of these heavily fruited sours, or just sours in general, where you see lactose, a lot of them are heavy-handed to the point where it's just like dominates. Same thing with like IPAs. A lot of breweries will use lactose, not say it, or if they even do say it, it just becomes too sweet of like a hazy or even like a milkshake IPA. Sometimes it's all right to have a little bit of lactose, but I prefer not to see any. And if I do, I just want a smidge, and I don't want to be able to really notice it. And I don't notice it here. It smells really good. Let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. Thanks again, Jonah. Ooh, I like that. Tell you right off the rip why I like that. It's very dry. It's like bone dry. It's almost like a red wine dryness. Like it's that dry. It's not overly sweet. In fact, it doesn't have a ton of sweetness. It's just like those two fruits with a big dryness on the finish, and it has a nice pop of tartness. Like around the lips, sides of the tongue, there's this nice tartness. Buying this is not like a smoothie. This is like higher side of medium, lower side of full. Bigger than 5.4%, but still not in the realm of like, you know, your heavily fruited sours where they're like drinking a smoothie. It's full-bodied, it's thick, it's syrupy. This isn't that. It still retains enough of like a refreshing nature to it because it isn't super over the top with the body. The mouthfeel, same thing. This has a mild to moderate carbonation, more approaching moderate. At the same time, it does have a smooth, somewhat creamy sensation. I think the lactose is helping out with the mouthfeel, probably more so than the body, but probably both, like I said. What I like about the lactose in this is that it is enhancing the body and mouthfeel, but it's not really adding any kind of like substantial sweetness that I can detect. Very simplistic beer. Front to back, black currant, spicy grape-esque kind of quality. That's what I get from black currants. Boysenberry. There's a mixed berry kind of feel here. I'd say raspberry, I'd say blackberry, maybe even a touch of blueberry in the taste. It has those kind of qualities, but again, to me, if you had to pick, I'd say this is like just a smidge under ripened to the berry quality in this one. Even the black currants, it's not super sweet. Has like almost a seedy kind of feel to it, but it feels a little bit under ripened. So it has more of like a tartness to it, which enhances the base beer being a sour ale. Again, finishes bone dry. There's no bitterness. I'm not really getting any bitterness, but this is a super dry beer. If, again, we were in the wide world, this would be definitely a dry wine. It's super simplistic. Like I'm getting black currants, I'm getting mixed berries, I'm getting a dryness. That's really it. Like there's not much to this one. But what I like, what it lacks in complexity, makes up for in taste and how it's delivered to the palate. 5.4%, you can't tell. In fact, I would go maybe a little bit bigger because the body and mouthfeel have a little bit more substantial, there's more of a substantial nature to them. But this is really well done. If you want, I would say if you want these two fruits in a sour beer that drinks still like a sour beer, there's almost this like slight, I would say biscuity kind of malt character I'm getting. Maybe. Let me go back. There's a little bit of some kind of like maltiness to it. Very small though, very minute. The difference I think between something like this and a lot of like the heavily fruited sours is that heavily fruited sours really don't drink like beers. That's why a lot of people say, oh, it's not a beer. Even though it technically is a beer, it doesn't drink like one. This drinks like a beer. This drinks like an old school sour to me, just with, you know, a heavy influence of those two fruits. I love that the lactose is not over the top. It's not, here's the thing, this is not amazing. I'm not going to scream from the rooftops about this one, although a couple people called me out and be like, do you ever scream from the rooftops for a beer? No, I don't. Just a saying, but you know what I mean? Like if I was screaming from the rooftops for a beer, I would hope that beer is a 5 out of 5 world-class beer. To me, this is very simplistic, but it's still quite tasty. It's just not amazing to me. It's a very good sour beer. That's what this is. Yeah, I'm glad he sent it my way because I do like these hill beers. Again, the Imperial Pina Colada Hill was really nice, although that one I think was a little bit sweeter with the pineapple, coconut, and the lactose and everything. This is real nice. Again, not going to go crazy over it, but I think it's put it this way, I'm going to crush this probably off camera, where if this was heavily fruited and like super sweet one, I might not even finish more than half of that. Like I would probably take maybe another 3, 4, 5 sips. I'm going to drink the rest of that. It's very well balanced, I guess, that dryness really helps out. Even though it's not sweet to begin with, that dryness really makes it way more refreshing. So Black Currant Boysenberry Hill from Southern Grist, I'm going to go straight 4.25 out of 5. I think this is really well done. Just an enjoyable fruited sour. Like not more to it, not much more to it at all. But I appreciate Jonah sending this one my way. Price point availability. Don't know. So Jonah, chime in if you can. I would guess, and this is what my guess would be, $22 to $25 a 4-pack. I would think on the lower range because they're not, I don't think they're brewing a sour, mixing it and blending it with fruit puree post fermentation. When that happens, you know, they're way more expensive. Like The Mortalises and Frosts and Frequentums of the world here are typically $22 to $25 depending on where you go. I'm going to say this is probably like $22 a 4-pack. Well, maybe it is 25, maybe it's 20, I don't know, but probably in that range. And availability, I don't know with Southern Grist. We have seen drops of their stuff here and there over the past couple of years. That's how I picked up that Imperial Pina Colada Hill. I picked up another one from them, their Mosa, which was like a mimosa sour, which was, again, very similar to this, where it was like exactly what it said it was. It tasted like a mimosa in beer form, as opposed to like blending it with like champagne. You're blending it with like a beer base. It was very simplistic, but quite tasty. And that's kind of where this is. I like this one a little bit more, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. I don't think I went crazy high on the mimosa, maybe like 4.1. So this is a little bit better. I like the fruits here. I think it's delivered to the palate exceptionally well. It's just not anything that's outstanding. And, you know, again, the availability, I don't really know. We see him here occasionally in the Buffalo, New York area. So once again, huge thanks to Jonah for this one. Go check out his channel. I've said it once. I'll say it probably another 1,000 times. Deserves way more love. He drinks some awesome beer. If you're interested in seeing reviews of Tennessee-based breweries, Ohio-based breweries, and some other stuff scattered throughout. Like right now he's doing reviews of Treehouse. Check out his channel. Love his reviews, and he's a good dude on top of that. So go check him out if you haven't yet. And like I said, this is the last beer I have from him. As far as reviews go, you will see that other duo review. We did a Zool beer. They're out of Knoxville, Tennessee. We did their Heavy Rhymes right after we did the home style, and spoilers, it was pretty damn tasty. So you should see that one probably tomorrow or the day after. Definitely shortly after this one. So I'm going to shut this one down. If you've had this one before, please post in the comment section. Oh yeah, I was talking about the tartness. This has like a firm tartness. It's not overly sour. Same thing with the acidity. The acidity is very low in this one. Like, it doesn't feel like I'm going to have heartburn. Like, nothing's really developing in my in my esophagus or in my throat or anything. But this is firmly tart. So this isn't really sour. It's more tart than anything. But again, because of the lack of sweetness and that big dryness, I don't need this to be crazy tart, because it doesn't have to balance out some crazy sweet kind of quality to it. It's just, for lack of a better word, pretty well balanced. That's 3 words, but you know what I meant. Anyway, shutting this one down, 5.4%, you can't taste it. Cheers. Thanks again, Jonah. To the next one. Cheers.